everyone, it's Sonia. So today I want to share with you 3 mistakes that you do not want to make around creating and saying affirmations. But first, what are affirmations and why do we even do them? So first, what are they? They're usually words or a word or a series of words that we say on a fairly repetitive basis to try to build up our belief or our confidence or to create healing or to really get that, whatever that affirmation is, into our minds, into our bodies, and into our emotions. And they can be really effective. In fact, in studies, when they check out your brain, there's MRI evidence that certain patterns actually change for the good in a very positive way in regards to self-valuation when people do affirmations. But there's also a host of other scientific studies that have shown that affirmations can be really beneficial in reducing stress, in helping sleep, in improving your self-esteem or your confidence around something. It also can help reduce a threat about something and help increase your desire to engage in healthier activity. For example, around food, maybe there's something, or smoking, right? They saw this around smoking. Smoking ads would be scary, it would create stress, and that stress would sometimes make you want to smoke. Well, this would reduce some of that perceived threat around that, and it would make you want to actually give up the smoking or stop smoking. So it can be really great, particularly in interventions of that kind. There's some proof or studies that show it can help you in your healing, and it really all around can be a really positive thing to do. For me, I've definitely used affirmations a lot. They can be really simple. They're great if you're about to go into a particularly stressful situation. I used to use those when I was auditioning. One of the big times I used it was on my trip to Kilimanjaro. I know I reference it a lot. I used a lot of mindset tools on that mountain, but in the final climb that night, we left at 11 o'clock at night. We got there like 7 a.m. I don't know how many hours that is, 10 hours or 9 hours. I literally did affirmations the entire time. I am strong. With each step, I would say, I am healthy. I can do this. And the rhythm helped me. It just kept reminding me. It gave me something to focus on instead of the snow, the ice, the cold, the fact that I was tired, the breathing that was getting harder, all of those things. So it really gave me something to focus on, and it did. It helped give me the energy and the confidence that helped ultimately get me to the top. So I'm a huge believer in it. It's actually one of the steps in the mindset reset process that I have in Modicize, my integration of mindset and exercise. And it's something that I highly recommend that people do. But with that, there are some things you don't want to do when creating or saying affirmations. The number one is don't just have words. Often people will choose affirmations from a book or an affirmation guide or offline or online that have to do with something that they're wanting. And they could be great. They can be beautifully crafted. But if the words don't resonate with you, or if they don't really reflect your core values, it's not really going to work. It's better to make it your own. So even if you're not some genius writer, just write what you truly want and with the words that matter to you. That's what's the most important. The second biggest mistake is to just say it. Oh, I did 100 affirmations today, and they're just like, I can do it, I can do it, I could do it, I could do it, I could do it, I could do it. You could say it 1,000 times, but if you're not connecting to the emotion, you're just saying the words, it's also not going to have the same amount of impact. So you really want to say it like you mean it, not just say it for the sake of saying it. Words do matter, so it'll have a little bit of impact, but really what makes the impact is that connection, that emotional connection to the words, to what it is that you're really, truly wanting. So it'd be better to say 10 affirmations where you're really like, I am strong, like I can do it. Really saying it and believing it like you mean it, rather than 100 times. And I could find that even on my climb. There were times when I was just saying it because I needed something to say to keep me walking. And there were times when I was like feeling the struggle creep in, and I would really deeply connect to those words. It would be like, I am strong, and sometimes even just changing the rhythm around can help you get that connection back again. So making sure that you're choosing words that matter. Don't just choose them because they sound good or because it's something you want and somebody wrote some beautiful affirmation and now you're going to repeat that. Don't just say the words by rote just so that you can check that box. Really connect to it emotionally. And then the last thing or mistake that I find is that people will say it a couple of times and then maybe never say it again, or they'll say it again in a year and they'll be like, well, how come that didn't work? And maybe it will help you in a moment, but there is something to the repetition, to doing it on a frequent basis. So it's even recommended that you choose maybe a group of affirmations or something that you truly are wanting, and just repeat those for a period of 60, 90 days. Really get that into your system. And then you can maybe shift to something else. There isn't a rule of thumb as to how many times you should say it, but it does help if you incorporate it into your day or every day. Sometimes I'll often do it when I take my dog out in the morning. I'll do just a period of a couple of affirmations of things just to really, again, get it into my mind, get it into my body, and get it into my emotions, because that's when it really starts. And then you'll find when you're in a more stressful situation, it will start to come up. And it can be really, really effective. I know people who use the growth mindset ones, like I can do hard things. And if you say that enough times, when you're up against a hard thing, it will come back up and you'll be like, but I can do hard things, and so it can be very powerful in that way, but it does require the repetition. It's not a one and done deal. So those are 3 mistakes that I see most frequently. So make sure the reverse of that. Choose the words that reflect your core values that really are meaningful to you. Add emotion to it. Really say it like you mean it. Say it more than one time. Use consistency, persistence on it every day for a chunk of time until you really feel like you've got it in your system. Also, creating visuals can be helpful. Writing it down, posting it somewhere. Whoa, it scared me. Barking about it. Creating maybe even vision boards that reflect that affirmation. All of that can really it's another way of getting it into your mind, into your body. And then, of course, the motor-sized way is to exercise to that affirmation. And we'll get a chance to try that in a second. But that's another way of getting into your mind, into your bodies, and into your emotions. So I highly recommend affirmations. Use them and use them wisely. Have a great day. Okay, for those of you who want to give it a try, get an affirmation into your mind, into your body, I'll use one of my favorites, I can do it. We're going to add into it a little boxing move. So we're going to do a jab, and a cross. And we're going to add, I can do it. And like I said, say it like you mean it. I can do it. I can do it. One last time, I can do it. Yes. you can. That's a great one. You could go to the bathroom and do it in that before a meeting or something that's really important. You could do it at your home. You could do it outside. It gets it into your minds, into your bodies, into your emotions. So go off, do it, and shine.